we have a couple designers here to talk about a couple websites and a few techniques and a little bit of the way we all work from day to day. So if you guys want to, I'm Jay from Unmatchedstyle. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves.
I'm Molly from True Matter down here in Columbia, South Carolina. I work as a front-end developer and designer over there. And I just started in July, so I've only been here for a few months, but I'm really excited to be here.
And I'm Jason Beard. I'm a designer and front-end developer at Cyberwoven here in Columbia, South Carolina, and the author of the Principles of Beautiful Web Design.
Great. Great. Oh, and I guess I'm Unmatchedstyle, but I also work at a company called Period 3, and I design and do front-end development on a daily basis. So let's get started. First thing, there's a site that's kind of making the rounds recently called Dribbble. A lot of people are talking about it. It's invite only right now, but we want to talk about that a little bit just to get started here. And let me pull this up here. So basically, Dribbble is a kind of a social inspiration site for designers. Is that a good explanation of it? So we've got it pulled up here, and you know, first thing you get is just this popular, or I guess if you're logged in, you get your people you're following.
Right.
But it's a really great, I think it's a really good example of how to design a social website. You know, I mean, there's so much information when you first start here, even if you don't really know what it is. You know, there's a lot of these screenshots which are attractive. This incoming activity, which is kind of similar to the Facebook kind of like live feed. You know, it's just the most recent stuff right here at the top, and all these tags, these really great little color filter and this tags here. It's just really kind of a clinic in how to design.
Right. It's an inspiration source, but it's also at the same time, there's a lot of UI elements of it that are inspirational as well.
Yeah.
I'm probably the person that's the most excited about it right now because I just finally got an invite. And I actually asked Dan Cederholm if it was okay if we talked about it and showed screenshots of it, because nobody's really done that yet. But if I had to boil it down to, you know, what is this service? A lot of people probably remember Cameron Mall's Screen Grab Confab, where he used to, on his blog, ask for people to present, you know, a 400 by 300 pixel image of what they're working on to inspire other people and get feedback. This is really just a distilled application that does just that.
Right, and that's what it's restricted to, 400 by 300. That's the only size you can submit.
Right. You could submit smaller or larger, but it'll resize it to 400 by 300. And if it's not that ratio, it'll show, you know, the typical Photoshop black and white checkerboard around the atom.
Right.
So you really want to get 400 by 300 screenshots in there.
Right. Right. Yeah. What do you guys think about the basketball metaphor?
It's overdone to the point where it's almost cheesy.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm not sure exactly, but I bet it probably started with, you know, we need a place for where we can bounce ideas off of other people.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then came probably the idea of, well, you know, if it's a group of people, it could be a team, you know, like a basketball team.
Right.
And I'm sure it just evolved from there. But it's really well done. It's almost on the cheesy side, but it's cheesy to where you kind of remember it. And I really think it's a service that I'll probably use on a regular basis to get feedback on ideas and look for inspiration.
Yeah, yeah. I think, you know, long term, I think there may be some questions about the utility of it long term for a lot of people. I mean, I kind of wonder if right now it's gaining a lot of notoriety because it's invite only. You know, when it's totally open and totally public, is it going to be as interesting? You know, and I think. I kind of wonder on some level if it might be interesting if they actually kept this closed. You know, because a lot of times you see there's lots of whatever interest it is. There's lots of like message boards which are ugly and not designed very well, but you have to be a member of this thing. You have to ask somebody or whatever, and those have a certain I don't know, utility for those members because it's exclusive. So you know, I mean, something to think about like long term for them. I assume they want to make it as big as possible.
For the inspiration side of things, though, even if it's an unlimited number of users and you don't know, it's not as tight-knit a community, you can kind of control that by the people that you follow. Like here, you know, I'm just showing actually I can't show that on the podcast, but I guess we'll splice in.
Good.
But you can also, besides just the following, you can also click on the popular tab to see what the most popular things are that people are looking at. And I've actually found new designers that I want to follow based on some of the stuff that shows up in the popular tab. It's like, wow, that's really awesome.
Right. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. That's for sure. And what I think is really cool is that, I mean, it's new and everything, but there's already a lot of activity. I think the user base is probably still relatively small, and for the number of comments and stuff that they have on some of these things, it's pretty impressive. Usually you do something like this and one person comments or nobody, it might be cool stuff. People might be getting stuff out of it, but there's not a whole lot of interaction. So this thing is really really good at getting people to interact with each other.
And speaking of the interaction aspect of it, they recently added a new metaphor, the rebound, where you can put something out there and then somebody else can riff on that design or take an element and put it into something else, and it'll show up as a rebound to that design, which could become sort of a game. It did with the first rebound. Dan Cederholm put out a little picture of a red Martian and said, check out the rebound feature, do something with this. Right. And he did a contest where he was giving away a t-shirt, for the person who had the best rebound. So it kind of makes it not just, an inspirational tool, not just something that we use for our careers, but something that might be kind of fun to interact with other people.
And I think what's interesting about that is that that's not really a new idea.
No.
I mean, YouTube has where you can respond to videos and stuff like that. So I think what's good about this is this could be recipes, right? Anything. This is really well done example of using stuff that's already been done on lots of other social sites and just kind of nailing how it works.
Yeah, and it's really nailed very well.
Yeah,
it can become sort of like layer tennis,
Right.
The way the ideas go back and forth.
Exactly.